This is, oh my God, Hannibal here. Starting the day off with some THC and milk. Actually, we're on lockdown here, so I don't even have a schedule. I actually haven't even gone to bed yet. I was doing shoulders and abs in my basement, and then I was walking my dog. Then I was about to do this Wrestling Observer review, but I got distracted. So I'm going to start it now, but I would just like to make a few announcements. Tonight at 10:30, I will have the father of Jacob Fatu, the Tonga Kid, former tag team partner of Haku, for a live interview. And also, I've already said this, but since this is my weekly review of all the news of the week, I came to an agreement this week with World Class Revolution, which is a company that does events in Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma, as well as Arkansas. I'm going to be helping them with online content. You could go to YouTube's World Class Revolution's YouTube page to watch tons of content that they already have on there. Tons of big names that they've used, including Sting, Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Mickey James, Gail Kim, tons and tons of legends, Jack Swagger, who from the newer breed of wrestlers, Ivelisse, one of my favorite female wrestlers that are out there today. So they're going to be going again in September and starting back with the television show too. They've been on hiatus since COVID. So I'm happy to be a part of World Class Revolution. Now let me get into the Wrestling Observer news of the week. SummerSlam has been officially announced for August 21st at All Giants Stadium in Las Vegas. Eva Marie is returning to Raw next week. The WWE pay-per-view, June 16th in Houston. They've opened up more tickets for in the upper deck, so people that want to attend the pay-per-view in Houston, there's tickets now. The Fort Worth event is almost sold out. There's only 411 tickets left. So Dallas has 2,100 tickets left. So act fast if you want tickets for those. First time WWE has been to Texas since the lockdown. Apparently, Total Bellas and Total Divas have not been renewed yet by E! So that might mean the end of that show. And that did help WWE get more female viewers for sure. And more people interested in WWE. They might not have actually watched the wrestling as much, but I know that I've met several ladies over the years that thought it was cool that I was a wrestler because they've seen Total Divas, but they don't actually watch wrestling. So it was a help to get their superstars over on a different platform. NXT did a 0.2 rating this week. It actually beat AEW. That did a 0.19 rating, which I believe was the lowest AEW rating ever for Dynamite, and that was despite Mark Henry and Andrade's debut. The show drew 650 paid with an additional 250 comps. NXT had 100 in attendance. Raw did a 0.48 rating. SmackDown did a 0.5 rating. Double or Nothing, the AEW pay-per-view, seems to have done pretty good. The Observer is reporting an estimated buy rate of 135,000. which would mean 5.9 million in total revenue, including the live gate and merchandise, and 3.03 in company revenue. Apparently, the company only gets 45% of the total pay-per-view revenue, but of course, all live gate and merchandise. In other news, the NWA pay-per-view last weekend didn't do anywhere near as, didn't even do a needle in the haystack compared to AEW. And they wonder why AEW wasn't interested in doing an Aldis versus Cody match. The NWA pay-per-view, according to the Meltzer here, says it appears to have done less than 500 buys, and they only had 50 fans in attendance, and they did another taping there that only had 30 fans in attendance. So in Atlanta, Georgia, one of the major cities in the U.S., Nick Aldis only drew 30 fans. That's funny. Apparently, Aleister Black may very well be heading to AEW. And Meltzer also points out that his contract, as the rest of the people that were released last week, their contracts are good through the end of August. As far as the Logan Paul fight, Dana White didn't say yes or no when asked if he would sign him. Scott Coker of Bellator said, of course, they would sign him. I mean, obviously, those guys are huge celebrities. So they bring a lot of attention to any card they're on. They're two of the biggest celebrities in the world. Have I watched much of either of them? No. But I don't have anything against them. I'm impressed by them. The Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul boxing exhibition match was a draw, which I guess it only could have been a draw. It's just an exhibition, so the people that paid for it shouldn't have expected anything more. Mayweather was guaranteed $10 million plus 50% of the pay-per-view buys. Paul was guaranteed $250,000 plus 10% of the pay-per-view buys, and the pay-per-view buys have not come out yet. That is the main news, so make sure you check out that interview tonight that I'm doing with the Tonga Kid, who was one of the stars along with Roddy Piper of Body Slam. Wake and bake time. Matt R says, okay. Very, very, very good. Did I have to take Piper outside? Yes. She had to go. Sorry, I don't even usually do these in the morning. But I'm doing them more because I actually find that there's people in the morning that never see the night ones. So it's nice to meet all of you. Who is the most overrated wrestler of all time? Oh my God. Double A is all I'll say. You guys can take your own thoughts on who I'm talking about. Jeff Miller, the Metal Maniac from Hawaii, checking in. Sammy. Yeah, who isn't impressed with Logan Paul standing toe-to-toe with the pros? I mean, I honestly don't know how much of a work and how much real it is, but you have to be in. If he wasn't in shape, Mayweather could have picked him apart because Mayweather would have been insulted. So, whatever. I don't know. I come from the wrestling world. Ace Hunter says, Nick Aldis is utter shite. And that's coming from a person from the UK. He's like watching paint dry. I agree. I fully agree, and he's not a fighting champion. Would I do a follow-up interview with the Goon? I'm actually sick of hearing about the Goon, to be perfectly honest with you. Vince Russo sent me something about that, about the Goon. Let me tell you what he sent me. That reminds me. Sorry, I should come up with a song to sing to you guys whenever I'm looking for something. Vince Russo, okay. He said my Irwin soundbite made his Roadcaster. He also says, screw Cornette. You're a pro, man. Top shelf. Thank you, Vince. I appreciate it. You had a lot more success as a booker than Jim Cornette. His company only lasted 4 years, and he was using somebody else's money. Great North Wrestling has been around since 2007, and we're only can't run right now because of the pandemic, but I'm putting out Great North Wrestling content still. So I would say I'm a more successful booker than you. Fact. Patrick, where do I think Braun Strowman will go? I think he'll end up going back to WWE. Tom wants to see the Goon apologize. Naval Sailor, I believe his next title defense, according to what Blaze told me, and if you don't know who Blaze is, she's right there. One of the most beautiful women, if not the most beautiful woman in all of professional wrestling. And she can bench press like 300 pounds. And supposedly, according to World Class Revolution, he's coming to World Class Revolution. And I hear a rumor they're going to have an event in Texas in September. And I know they're going to have an event in Kansas, in Wichita, Kansas, in October. Oh, you may have figured it out. Good morning, Herb Simmons. And by the way, there is an episode of Herb Simmons' TV show featuring Harley Race. It's a classic TV show on the Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling's television show. It's on the Hannibal TV Facebook page right now, where this is also streaming right now. And some of it may be on this channel. He also gave us a great documentary on St. Louis wrestling for this channel. So one of these days, I'll make it out to St. Louis. I've flown into your airport. Will I be doing business with Too Cool Scorpio? He's great. Apparently, he wants a shot at that Texas heavyweight title. That's what I heard. Heard that Bull James wants a shot at it. I heard that Mecha Wolf wants a shot at it. Heard that Shane Douglas even wants a shot at it, and maybe the Sandman. Those are some of the rumors that Blaze has been telling me, so only time will tell. Rick Martel, I like him. Good morning, Wayne, one of the Great North Wrestling fans from the Ottawa Valley. Oh, well. The biggest dick was the Goon. He took the new record, and the favorite wrestler, I don't know. I really like Billy Graham as if he's a grandfather to me. So I have to say him, to be perfectly honest with you. And it was his birthday this week, and he had a lot of happy birthday wishes from what I understand. It saddens me greatly that his mind is not used more while he's still around and sharp. But yeah, he's my favorite, and I really hope to interview him again this year. So have a good weekend. Hope you all enjoyed that. RDAB, Too Cold Scorpio is a legit heavyweight. He's also tough. He beat up Hawk. I don't know, man. He's really tough. He's actually been the tag team partners with Bloodhunter before. So I don't know why he wants a shot at the Texas title. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I guess I'll have to see. Oh, last thing I should also plug before I go off here is I'll be at the Carthage Civic Center for the Bruiser Brody Cup November 5th and November 6th. Psycho Sid is going to be there. Lots of huge names. This is going to be the biggest wrestling fan convention in Texas for the year 2021 by far.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoots.